how do you organize work in the online newsroom?
We have a little bit of specialization with some people doing more technical jobs such as programming or web development. Most of my staff have title of producer, and they work on a variety of tasks that would include something similar to copy editing, but also some production of videos and other material for the website.
And what about other differences and stuff do you have? Are there less amount of reporters or the same amount of reporters? Is there less amount of designers or bigger amount of designers?
You know, I don't really have people in those job classifications. The people I have to combine some of those skills and be able to do different jobs, for part of a day. So, for instance, they might be doing some writing or blogging for a while, and then they might shoot video, and then do a little bit of work on the website, not necessarily doing web design, but more assigning content to different areas of the site.
Right. What programs are they required to know in order to work in the newsroom?
Photoshop, be able to do some HTML editing, and we might use several different HTML editor programs to help do that, but really you have to know the code to some degree, not to an expert level. Audio editing, and we've used some software called Audacity, also GarageBand, and some other programs for that. Video editing, we use Final Cut Pro.
Right.
Be able to use spreadsheets and other things like that.
Well,
pretty wide range of things to be familiar with, or to be able to learn it or teach yourself pretty quickly.
right. So, how would you describe the difference between the online newspaper and the regular newspaper?
The regular newspaper staff has comparatively many more people, and so their jobs are much more specialized. And for the online staff, we're a small handful of people, and so we have to be generalists in terms of our content area. So any one of us on the online staff has to be able to work with news and sports and entertainment, opinion, and other parts of the paper, and with content from those areas, and be able to exercise some news judgment, know what would be a big story in that area so that it could be played correctly on the site, or elevated to the home page. So more of a generalist in terms of content on the site.
What advantages and disadvantages do you think their new online news room have?
Well, the advantage is that we're not tied to one particular deadline in a day, that we're able to publish around the clock, and that has both its good and bad aspects. But we have a lot more flexibility in that regard. We're able to take advantage of new technology and try new publishing formats on the web, video, audio, live chats, databases, and data visualizations.
What about forums? Different forums where people can share their opinion.
Yes, reader comments are a very active part of our site, and that kind of participation is pretty valuable in bringing people back to our site
Do you think that nowadays it's essential for journalists not only know how to write, but also know all the new technical products as how to use the computer, how to use Final Cut, Photoshop, how to shot video?
I don't think they have to know all of those things, but I do think they have to know how to use social media, for instance. I think that's a really important part of the news business right now. And I think a journalist who is not comfortable with Twitter, Facebook, and some of the other social media is someone who's not going to be as successful as they could be.